The tragedy of Hannah Cooper. Standing on the side of the road, in the town of Butternuts, Otsego County, New York, is a monolith surrounded by a stout iron fence. To the east lies a long and beautiful valley backed up with panoramic hills, on the other side of which is Oneonta and the valley of the Susquehanna. Delving into the history behind the lone monument, one uncovers a story of heartbreak and romance, long since silenced by the ages. For on this very spot, 2 centuries ago, a beautiful young girl, the sister of James Fenimore Cooper, met death in a fall from a horse. The story of Hannah Cooper is told in various ways. Hannah was the favorite daughter of Judge William Cooper, a staunch Quaker settler who came from Burlington, New Jersey in 1790. He settled on the shore of Otsego Lake, founding the community of Cooperstown. Hannah was one of 12 children, and according to tradition and contemporary writings, was talented, beautiful, and good. Hannah lived with her father while he attended sessions of Congress in Philadelphia, and had many friends and admirers. Among her friends was one whom she, in turn, admired very much, a son of General Jacob Morris. He lived in the famous Old Morris Manor, a great mansion that still stands on the Gilbertsville-Morris Road. On September 10, 1800, Hannah, who had just turned 18, and one of her brothers, either William Jr. or Richard, started from Cooperstown on the 24-mile ride to the Morris home. The ride was through valleys and over hills, almost entirely through woods in which Indians roved. Frontier families in those days were in daily contact with these denizens of the forest, so Hannah and her brother had no fear on that score. Hannah, perched in a side saddle, with her long riding skirts nearly touching the ground, made a pretty picture as the autumn sun glinted through the trees. As the pair came within a short distance of the Morris home, Hannah wanted to change her pony for the spirited horse of her brother. She wanted to ride the new Arabian steed her father had purchased for her brother, in order that she might make a better impression on her beau. Her brother tried to reason with her. The Arabian had never carried a side saddle, nor had he ever carried a long-skirted woman. The brother knew the horse was tired, but by the convincing manner of his sister he finally relented, deciding it would be safe for her in the short distance they had left to go. The saddles were changed, and the boy helped his sister to mount. As they were about to start toward the Morris home, a dog ran from a farmhouse and frightened the Arabian. Hannah was thrown from the horse, striking her head, and passed away. The brother turned about when he saw his sister was dead, and rode back to Cooperstown with news of the accident. Judge Cooper and Moss Kent, another admirer, and other members of the family started at once for the scene, a long and silent ride. Hannah was taken back to her home and laid to rest in the little family cemetery. A year later, the monument which now stands on the side of the road was erected by an unknown admirer on the very spot on which Hannah Cooper met her fate. A final chapter of the story of Hannah Cooper is called by some historians the Graveyard Romance, and disclosed that another admirer of the hapless girl was dashing Colonel Richard Carey, a friend of Hannah's father. Just before the gallant Virginia colonel died, he whispered to his mourning family that he had one last request. "Bury me beside Hannah Cooper," he said. "She was the best woman I ever knew." This was a shock to his wife and family, but they respected his wishes and buried him where the beautiful Hannah Cooper. He still lies close beside. It is said that the iron fence which encloses the monument came from iron deposits found in the hillside nearby. The fence is all hammered out by hand, the pickets being about an inch square and spiked shape on top. The corner posts are 2 inches square all hand, made on the forge in a shop near the spot where they now stand. The monument is about 7 feet high and 18 inches square. It is surmounted by an urn, and has the following inscription: "Sacred to the memory of Miss Hannah Cooper, daughter of the Honorable William Cooper and Elizabeth, his wife. In the bloom of youth, in perfect health, and surrounded with her virtues, on the 10th day of September, 1800, she was instantly transported from this world, thrown from her horse on the spot on which this monument is erected. Sensible, gentle, amiable, in life beloved, in death lamented by all who knew her. Unconscious of her own perfections, she was a stranger to all ambition but that of doing good. By her death, the tender joys of an affectionate father, the fond expectations of a delighted mother, in an instant were blasted. Passengers stop, and for a moment, reflect that neither accomplishments of person, nor great improvements of mind, nor yet greater goodness of heart, can arrest the hand of death. But she was prepared for that immortality in which she believed, and of which she was worthy. To departed worth and excellence this monument is erected, this tribute of affection is inscribed, by a friend, This first day of January, 1801,